chagua katuse yangu buseninda na ngula chilo oke boze tulive na kuyalelo tevyo bayepi amita pendwa ya vintu ifisumesyo tabula kwibukisha kana depochimo wimbo wa temenwa katongi abazunga batita katongi nagula kwibukisha kateka kaibukubuna kapona neseko syove pamenso yangu abaume baya iyaba baume iyaba baume
kateka wabantu iyaba baume twakulira lelo twakulira shikakukonke milimo shove
Eti kume mo pulo dolole avale lilo wingi
iseko wingi mwakwete iseso wingi mwakwete mwaya mwende wino tata wesu
katushi muchi motege wali bomba kale lomba mwatu jatuleli laki ukula bevyo wati dobu wingi imisebo wapangiri obuingi ukuchinjo lusako kumoneko busaka mama kutituwa na basiyani chagua katuse yangu buseninda na ngula chilo oke boze tulive na kuyalelo tevyo bayepi amita pendwa ya vintu ifisumesyo tabula kwibukisha kana depochimo wimbo wa temenwa katongi abazunga batita katongi nagula kwibukisha kateka kaibukubuna kapona neseko syove pamenso yangu abaume baya iyaba baume iyaba baume
kateka wabantu iyaba baume twakulira lelo twakulira shikakukonke milimo shove eti kume mo pulo dolole avale lilo wingi iseko wingi mwakwete iseso wingi mwakwete mwaya
Okula bebyo wachito bwingi Ibisebo wapagiri obwingi Ukuchinjo lusako kumoneko busaka Mama Kutituwa basiyani Chagwa katuse.
A beautiful and wonderful day that we have, and welcome to today's broadcast. We were waiting for our host today, the park leader, Mr. Andford Mayelebanda, at the conference today, at the national conference from all across, members from across the country. They had gathered at at Falls Way event to host their national conference. So we were waiting for him, and we are transitioning. If you see the graphics, if you see the design, we're trying to transition the program to a new software and a new way of reaching you in many ways. So there'll be teething problems, but I think we are on our way. I'll be inviting my dear brother, Mr. Andford Banda, just to welcome him to the program and just to welcome you. Please share. We are live on Facebook, on other pages, on my YouTube page for the first time. We want to be broadcasting also on TikTok. These are things we are working on so that we can have a multicast broadcast every time to reach as many people as possible. So there's that transition we're doing, and I think it will go very well, but excuse us if there will be some teething problems. Mr. President, welcome to today's program and congratulations.
Thank you very much, and thank you for the congratulations and for inviting me to this wonderful program that is taking this country by storm.
Yeah. Today was the big one. First, tell us briefly about your political party, your participation in the last two presidential elections, I think 2016 and 2021. Then go to what happened today before we go into particular details.
Well, People's Alliance for Change PAC was formed on the 10th of January 2016 at Intercontinental Hotel Lusaka. And we participated in the 2016 elections, where I was privileged to represent the party, and I came out number 4 out of 9. We also participated in 2021 elections. Again, I was privileged to represent the party, where I came out number 4 out of 16. But between 2016 and 2021, we participated in a lot of elections across the country. We participated in Nyimba, Sinda, Kasenengo in Eastern Province, Sesheke, Ron in the Copper Belt, Lusaka mayoral elections, in Chilubi Island, Bahati, Lukasha, and in many other places. So we've been growing like that from 2016. Basically, our ideology is we want the Zambian people to have a significant role to play in the economy. We want to make sure that the most disadvantaged people, have a chance to make it. We also want to make sure that we break a system that supports a few people and come up with a system that supports everyone. We want to make sure that the governance system is not based on tribe or political affiliation, but it's based on meritocracy. That's the basic about PAC, really, the People's Alliance for Change.
And just walk us through the build-up until today. What happened? Just give us a brief of the outcome and resolutions of your party today.
Well, we undertook a consultative trip to the structures of certain decisions that we're supposed to make. You know how politics is. I think it's easy, to conduct this kind of events after consulting the structures. One of the issues we wanted to deal with was we wanted to amend the constitution so that it's just up to date and ensure that it conforms with the current dynamics of our democracy. we were looking at partnerships with people, alliances, political party alliances. So we did consult the structures, and today was the day that you were supposed to ratify, or where we were ratifying those decisions, and I think everything went well. So we asked our people to organize themselves based on the structures available at the moment, so that it's important as a political party, when you're having a convention, that you form a quorum based on the constitution that is available. And that is what we did. Members from all the 10 provinces gathered today at Fosway events to ratify decisions that we had consulted before, including the amendment of the park constitution to just include certain things that would protect not just that would protect the party and the general membership.
Now you drew a lot of attention this week. Beginning last week, it's been a build-up. Information was leaked that an international banker, financial analyst, former ZCCMIH a board chairperson, former IFC member, and she's been in New York and Washington for a long time, and in London. She located to South Africa. This is Dolika Banda. And in the week before this build-up, she was touted that she's joining politics, should be a presidential candidate in the 2026 elections. And the vehicle she had chosen, apparently, is PAC. And you were expected today to adopt her as a presidential candidate. Just tell the nation some details that you can disclose so far. And we ended up seeing that this was not to be. Kindly speak to that.
Yeah, of course, there has been speculations around Madam Dolika Banda since information came out in the papers that she was running for president. And when we announced that we are going to have our convention, first of all, I want to make it categorically clear that we're not family, because people have been speculating things like this is a Banda project, the Rupiah Banda project. I'm not related to the former president, and I'm not related to Madam Dolika Banda. I think we, both her and myself, are above, starting a project, that would just advance, names or regions. So I wanted to make that clear that, yes, I do know her, but I do know that herself and myself would not get into a situation where we come up with a project that promotes a region. I think both her values and my values, indicate that, we want to, we would want to unite a country. I think she's strong on that. I'm also strong on that, more so that, I have blood from across the nation. Of course, we've been talking for quite some time, and we got to a point where we believed, and I believe that it will be best that we work together based on what she's bringing to the table, her experience, or what she was to bring to the table, her experience from working across the world, her network, based on our experience in politics and our commitment. We felt that we could explore a partnership and other dynamics, despite having me having stood for president and having done fairly well, it was important to demonstrate to the Zambian people that we are not just interested in titles of becoming president, but we're interested in building a political platform that would actually attract people like Madam Dolika Banda and many others, that were supposed to come. So yeah, the truth is that we had been talking, we had agreed, and yes, I'd also principally agreed to the fact that I would give her a shot for her to run for president, and then we'll see. You know, we work together to build a platform. But of course, you know, in politics, ambassador, this was not like any other normal partnership. It was based on our, it was more of a partnership. Of course, in politics, you know, she has her values, I have my values, but, you know, we have to be practical at the end of the day, whether certain things can work, and if they can't work, you know, we decide to, you know, to say, you know what, we go separate ways, or we don't concretize what was put on the table. But yeah, we spoke, and you know, I really respect her a lot, and I think I also want to just take this opportunity to welcome her to the political space. I mean, if at all she's going to officially unveil her presidential candidacy at some point.
I know you want to dwell very little about this matter. Is a deal off? Because you've now been picked as a president of your political party for the next 5 years. Is a deal off?
I think we could affirmatively say that as things stand, and based on the current constitution of the People's Alliance for Change, we will not work together, and that if anything changes, we will have to reconvene a convention, you know, to actually, you know, make different decisions. We'll have to, you know, reconcile our structures, and if the structures think that it's the best way to go, you know, we will have to look at it from that aspect. Otherwise, it will have to go back to the convention, because these are decisions that are not made by an individual. You know, a political party is a makeup of people. You know, you have to respect people. When you want to join politics, or you want to be in politics, you must learn to respect people. If you don't respect people, you will not go anywhere in politics. And that's what we do. And I apologize that I was a bit delayed, because I was saying goodbye to the hardworking leaders of the People's Alliance for Change, who are going to rest and start their journeys, I mean, to across the country, all the way from you know, Zambezi. There are people that came from Zambezi. There are people that came from Winilunga, Solwezi. There are people that came from as far as Nakonde. There are people that came from Luwingu. There are people that came from, you know, Lundazi, Chadiza. So I had to say goodbye, and that's why I was delayed. So you have to respect people in politics if you want to succeed. And I believe that if anything was to come by, we have to go back to structures. But as things stand, I mean, I don't think it would be something that would work out.
Oh, okay, okay.
Because
let's go to
Ambassador, we don't want, we as a party, it will be difficult because we don't want to confuse our membership. We don't want to confuse the general public, you know, like we are not sure of what we want. I believe that also things happen for a reason. In as much as I had made a decision, you know, to give her a shot, and the leadership had accepted that she should, you know, go for it. You know, and the fact that we're here today, I think it would be best, you know, that I continue on this trajectory to provide a voice of reason, like we have done over the last almost 10 years, building objective politics, giving people hope, something that is lacking in the current political space. So I think that is the direction that we'll take. I think as things stand, I should not be questioning whether I will not stand in 2026 elections, because Parliament will be dissolved in about 8 months' time. You know, we have to make decisions, and we need to tell the structures affirmatively. And the Zambian people, that Anford Banda is going to be on the ballot in 2026.
That now is what brings me to my second question. They've picked you as a presidential candidate. Did your conference discuss the alliance? Did your conference discuss opportunities to join other alliances? Did they give you mandate to join other alliances? Did they give you mandate to lead and to be led?
I think for us, one of the things that people must understand is that one of the reasons why our party is called the People's Alliance for Change is because we have always been interested, or our focus is to work with the people. We have detested the idea of joining alliances. Of course, politics is dynamic. We are called People's Alliance for Change because we want to build alliances with the people. But due to the dynamism of politics, the National Executive Committee of PAC has got the right to actually, agree if we have to walk into alliances. Of course, I'm the leader of the party, and if anyone is talking to the party, they'll be talking to me. And when they talk to me, I have to go back to the people, to consult them whether it's something that is workable. To be honest, we wouldn't mind, getting to an alliance if need be. To advance the interests of the Zambian people. But also, we don't just like to be in a wider alliance. We believe that every political party that is coming to an alliance must bring something to the table. It's not just be about an issue of just building alliances for the sake of being called an alliance. I believe an alliance is effective and can have the chance of winning an election if each alliance member brings something to the table. Someone must participate in elections, must participate in elections. They also must have a stand, because we tend to invite each and every political party, even political parties that have been, they don't stand for anything. Today you find them here, tomorrow they speak with this, tomorrow they'll be there. I think that, we avoid to do alliances like that because we avoid to damage our brand and reputation. So, and the biggest issue is that as a country, we have been accustomed to just changing government without actually looking at the heart of the people that are coming. We can look at qualifications, we can look at everything. It's okay, that's important, but we don't actually scrutinize the heart of the people. Because some of the people that are in the position or that have been in the position, they're bad people that would give power and they start doing bad things. So it's not just a matter of just making an alliance because you have to get rid of government. I think what's important is what are you bringing to the table and what are you actually telling the Zambian people of what you're going to do? Because the people of Zambia right now, they want hope. They want something that is going to actually help them or give them hope, and they want to see a political party or a presidential candidate that will give them a story that they will see themselves succeeding. We have to speak to their aspirations. Most of the Zambian people have lost hope in the future, and we as opposition politicians have got a lot of work to do. Now, sometimes when you join alliances, you find that some of your, clearest messages are diluted because other people believe in doing politics that does not give people hope, but maybe focusing more on just attacking the government. I think what we need to do is to build a political platform that actually is going to promise people and give people real solutions so that once they're given a chance, for once, they should vote in a government, not just voting out a government.
Yeah. This brings me to the next question on the state of the country. What is the state of the country from PAC's point of view? And why should Zambians begin to look up to you?
when people vote out a government, like what they did to the PF in 2021, they expect that the things they condemned are taken care of. The reason why the PF lost power is because of a number of factors. That people expected that those factors would be taken care of. Now, when you vote in a government, that actually was just singing about or condemning things that they didn't actually believe that these things should be condemned, but they were just doing it for politics, for political reasons, just for them to get power. And when they're given the opportunity to be in power, they start doing the same things. And then the state of the country is actually a disappointing one. There are a number of factors or things that we can look at from the PF time and compare to the current time. And then we can actually assess and see what is the state of the country. Because it would be unfair for me to just say the state of the country is bad because of this and this. I'll give you a few examples. Number one, when the UPND were in opposition, they condemned the cybersecurity law that was enacted by President Lungu, may he so rest in peace. When they formed government, they enhanced and made it more draconian than it was in PF. So when you add this and that, you can now say, okay, this is the state of the country. One of the reasons people believe the PF lost government is because of the cybersecurity law. And they hoped that the UPND, and they not only hoped, based on the promises of President Hakainde Hichilema, that one of the first things he was going to do was to repeal the law. That did not happen. In 2018, President Hakainde Hichilema visited me at my place, and we agreed that we were going to join hands, to actually work together on the constitutional reforms. At that point, both the opposition and the ruling PF had agreed that we were supposed to actually amend the constitution. This was after President Hakainde Hichilema had disputed the 2016 elections, and there was tension in the country, and which later led to the incarceration of President Hakainde, where we stood with him and condemned all the things that were happening. So the process started, and the process broke down on the basis of consultation. The reason why the UPND and all of us condemned the Bill 10 is because we felt that the PF had rigged the process. They did not consult the people. They manufactured that bill. Fast forward, when you come into the current scenario, you find that the UPND, the same things they opposed and condemned, they are propagating for them. We go back. When the UPND were in the opposition, they could not hold rallies. They could not mobilize freely. The police were blocking them. Of course, we want to appreciate the police for clearing our convention, which was an indoor event. But we have seen that the same thing that they were doing, they were condemning when they were in the opposition. They are doing it even today. Most opposition political parties are not able to hold free discussions, infringing on the rights of the Zambian people. We can come up with many examples, and I believe that the people of Zambia know what the problem is. Now that brings me to the question, why should people look up to the People's Alliance for Change, PAC? First of all, we've been very consistent with our politics. We have not been jumping around, because that is a very important aspect of a politician. A politician must have a stance. No matter how difficult, how easy things are, a politician must stand for something. a person that is going to lead a country must not just come and do politics just to win votes and reverse everything that they promised the people. That is what we have been doing over the last almost 10 years. We have stood for something. We were very active and participated in elections when the two giants were very, up there, the UPND and the PF. So what we're saying is that we stand for something, and one of the things we would want to change is the governance system. Because the reason why our countries are getting poorer and poorer is because of two. We've got the economic system and the governance system. The governance system is based on the fact that we do not apply the policy and the principle of meritocracy in appointing of people in government. We appoint people based on political or tribal affiliation. We still have that thinking of 1964 after African countries got independence, to believe that you can only trust people from your tribe. Because this whole mentality comes from colonialism. Because after independence, each tribe wanted to rule. And when a certain person from a certain tribe is given power, they just want to be surrounded by people that they consider as their tribe mates or tribal cousins. And we have continued on that trajectory. That has affected the operations of government. That has affected the effectiveness of government in so many ways. So as the People's Alliance for Change, one of the things that we've been very strict about is that we need to come up with honest reforms once we're given the mantle to lead. We want to make sure that we come up with reforms, how people are appointed as permanent secretaries, how people are appointed as directors in government, or directors of parastatals, how people are appointed as, in many other areas. The other issue is the economic system. From the last 100 years, the Zambian people have not benefited from their copper and from their resources. The exploitation that started in 1920 has continued up to date. Zambians don't own the economy. The economy is owned by foreigners. We need to be decisive. And it's very easy to be decisive. We've seen what has happened in Burkina Faso, where people make difficult decisions to make sure that, we reclaim ourselves from, the bondage of colonialism. So we want to dismantle the current economic systems where a Zambian cannot even own a cleaning company. There was a story a few months ago about, I've forgotten the comrade who is the Cleaning Association of Zambia president, who was arrested for condemning the fact that, a foreign company should be cleaning or be given a contract to clean, especially for a state-owned enterprise, which is so wrong. Zambians can't, they have to compete, with other foreign entities in the cleaning business. Zambians don't actually own anything, for example, in block making business. We have seen, even in the agriculture sector, where most Zambians are not given the support, it's being overtaken by foreigners who are keeping pigs and exporting, to Congo and other countries and all that kind of thing. The manufacturing sector, we can't talk even about that. The banking and financial services sector. So we believe that we need, a new generation of leaders that are going to be decisive and ensure that, we reverse, the exploitation from colonialism. We've been hit hard by, this exploitation polluting our environment. We have seen what happens in Kabwe. Kabwe is the most polluted place in the world. Now, a few months ago, we saw what happened in the Kafue River. And all this thing is because people need to make a profit, repatriate the profits to their countries and develop their countries, where we remain poor. The government's borrowing keeps growing up because we have not reached a point where we are able to generate enough revenue to cover the cost of running government and other social services. There is no way you can run a country on taxes. The people of this country must be making profits and reinvesting those profits in Zambia. That's how countries develop. We don't import profits from anywhere unless I'm mistaken. All we do is that we give people licenses to come and exploit us, and they repatriate the profits. So we need to change that, and that is what the people of Alliance, that's what the People's Alliance for Change, stand for. We want to make sure that this country is owned by the Zambians. We want to make sure that the people of Zambia have got a significant role to play in the economic activities of this country. We don't want people to say, no, nachiwama nomba na waleta ko investor kumaini, so at least kutu amba kushita supply. No. The Zambians must own the mines. We should not just be rushing and say now supplying. This idea that Zambians can't do it also comes from colonialism. You know the history of colonial times. Africans were not allowed to get involved in skilled labor. So that mentality continued even after independence, and more so that as a result of the colonial structure, most Africans were not allowed to actually get more education. But things have changed. We have more Africans and Zambians that have actually gotten education. We have more Africans and Zambians that are more exposed. We have more Africans and Zambians that have got experience to run on the mines. That is what we are bringing to the table, and that's what we need to do to make sure that this country starts moving in the right direction.
Thank you very much,
what
Mr.
PAC
President.
is bringing to the table. Yeah.
Yeah, thank you very much, Mr. President. I will transition to the other phase just shortly.
We bring you guests that challenge the narrative, unveil what power hides, and spark national debate. Speaking truth to power, from the grassroots to the highest offices. EMV, tonight.
Thank you very much. We are hosting Andiford Banda. They've just held a conference, a national conference at which they were resolving issues for the next 5 years. There was a build-up that Dolika Banda, as you have seen, unrelated to Andiford Banda, was touted as one that would lead the political party, but it was not to be. Whatever happened, we've been given some insights about the deal. The deal is off. It didn't materialize. The party has chosen Mr. Andiford Banda. They've trusted his pairs of hand. He took them to elections in 2016 and 2021. They think that he should take them to elections in 2026. You've also noted a sense of reluctance just to walk into any alliance because it is desired that there should be an alliance. Aren't you taking a risk, Mr. Banda, if Zambians are saying you cannot do it alone? Fred Membe can't do it alone. The PF can't do it alone. Harry Kalaba can't do it alone. The people of Zambia are calling on the opposition to be together, but you seem to have poured cold water around the issues of an alliance. Have you read the mood correctly, or do you think you can do it on your own?
I think the truth of the matter is that no one can do it on their own. Every person that has won the presidency has worked with people, whether those people are political party players or they are individuals or leaders of influence. So the truth is that I can't do it alone. No one can do it alone. Of course, but someone needs to give direction to this country. Because outside just coming together, it's about what direction are we taking this country to? That is what is missing, I believe, for starters. I know people say, opposition might tell us, nobody wants to for president. It's because probably we don't believe in the next person. But if someone can actually demonstrate that, I can take care and lead people without any doubt, I believe, we will agree unless we're just not being practical. So first, let's work around, having the real direction. Let's work around giving the hope to the Zambian people. And then we can say we can join someone, or someone can join us, or something like that. If the Zambian people say we want Anford Banda because he has stood for president twice, and in the 10 years that he has been around, he's been steady with his politics, and he's willing to be led. Actually, I'm very willing to be led by somebody. I'm not, I'm willing to be led, and I think I've demonstrated that in many ways in the past, even now. It's just about being practical about things. It's not just about calling for alliances. And quote, I'm part of discussions, to form alliances. I'm part of political parties that are discussing to form alliances. So, but we have to be practical on how we do this thing. We have to be practical on how we pick a candidate. It should not just be an entitlement to anyone to say, no, okay, because I'm Anford Banda, I'm the one who has run more times than most guys, so let me just be the one to be picked. I think someone must deserve it. Someone must earn the respect of the other leaders. That is what should happen. And to be honest, if someone was to come out there and say, you know what, this person deserves our respect as political party leaders, I would actually support that person, as long as what we're working on advances first the interest of the Zambian people.
Oh, wonderful. What are the key policies that would substantially differ with your party in relation to the UPND? Why would PAC be an alternative? For example, what are your key views about the mining sector and how it should be run? I know you are using the nice word that I love, that the economy of the country should be in the hands of the Zambians. But just what are your key policies that might substantially differ, for example, with the UPND or any other, maybe on mining, on agriculture, on human rights practices, on government? Maybe just give us some insights there.
Well, I think the biggest issue that we have, I was talking to one former minister, who I won't mention, and he indicated that he's doing a PhD and his research is based on why do we actually create documents in this country and we don't implement them. When you read a lot of government policies, you find the right things there. Whether you read the energy policy of 2019, whether it's agriculture policy of 2016, whether you read, the financial services sector policies, a number of policies in the financial services sector, you find that all the solutions are there. So to a greater extent, all the right writings have been done. But why is it that we're not able to implement? So the biggest challenge that we have is governance. Of course, we need to just enhance the idea that, that the Zambians must own. And this desire has been there for some time. I think the first SME policy that was drafted was 1982. Was it the Small Enterprise Development something? I think CEDO or something. Then there was another policy that was developed in the 1993 under President Chiluba in 1993-94. Then there was another policy that was developed, I think, in President Rupia Banda's time. And another policy that has been developed under the UPND, under the small and medium enterprise, on SMEs. What you are going to discover if you read all these policies is that they actually talk about the same things. The most thing that they differ on is what it is called. Maybe this policy was called this. They'll tell you that Zambians don't have access to finance, they don't have access to training, they compete with people, with companies that come with a lot of cash and also more technology. So you find that all these policies, talk about the same things. The problem is implementation. Why is it that we can't implement? Now, if you follow the example of Singapore, Singapore actually was a poor country after independence. But they made a decision that we are going to develop this country and we shall apply the right things. The three key things that Singapore applied was, number one, meritocracy. Meritocracy is very critical, and I know I'm talking about this for the second time, and I think I spoke about it in my acceptance speech at the convention. If we are going to employ people that are competent, people that can do the job, we would have sorted out 50% of our problems. If we're going to create a platform of ideas where people that have ideas are given a platform to express themselves, to test their ideas, we would have sorted half the problems of this country. The challenge of Africa from independence up to now, and this is not just a Zambian problem, but in most African countries, was the idea of favoring people from your tribe. So, Ambassador, I know that you are running for president. When you win, you want to bring people from Kasama who are incompetent. And I'm using this example because the members are my relatives. And you want to put them in key positions. And this...
No, Mr. Banda, we are a new generation of leaders. We don't believe in tribalism, nepotism. I think the best people come from Zambia. They don't come from your tribe or your or your village. It saddens me that in this day and age, tribalism and nepotism should be a problem in our governance system. It should not be. These are matters that should be dealt with, were dealt with by Dr. Kaunda very firmly and are behind us. So it is sad that we seem to have regressed and taken back our country backwards. And for me, I regret. That's why I genuinely want all of us to work together and chart a new path for our country. I don't think that the way we've conducted our politics in the last 6 years have been the best. You've just given a wonderful example of Singapore that, look, it's just a patch of sand, no mineral or any other resources other than the people and good leadership. And today, they stand among the top economies in the world. What do they do right? Those are things that should inspire all of us. So, but continue. Thank you very much.
Yeah. Yeah. So the meritocracy is a thing that we need to. Now, if we don't apply meritocracy, and we actually employ political party cadres in government, it bleeds corruption. Because if I employ my relative in government or my strongest soldier, politician, and they're involved in corruption, I will not be able to, prosecute them because they are my relative. I don't want them to go to jail. They are my strongest political party cadre. I don't want them to go to jail. But it is also the belief and ideology that, when a government forms, a political party forms government, the people that have been fighting and it's time for them to enjoy. It's time for them to get contracts. It's time for them to, to abuse government. And we need to move away from that mentality. We need to move away from that mentality. So if we can fight corruption to the core, by putting in honest reforms in how we recruit people in government, ensuring that the competent people are the ones that are working, we motivate them, then we will also put in reforms in the Anti-Corruption Commission. We have seen, people that supported a political party being put to head, sensitive institutions like the Anti-Corruption Commission, Electoral Commission of Zambia, and many other institutions. How do you expect, how do you expect these organizations to operate effectively? They can't. There has to be a process. People want to say no, just because someone is qualified, they can be given a job. That was a story that was there after independence, because there was a small pool of qualified people, or rather qualified people and educated people. Like I mentioned earlier, the colonial system actually did not provide for Africans to get qualification. Most of the people were working as clerks. Those that were learned, they were working just as clerks, in government. So now many people have become qualified. Many people have gotten experience. Many people have become exposed. So the best way to pick the right people to run these government institutions is by ensuring that we come up with a process on how to pick the most competent people to run, the people that have principles, and you will see that change is going to come. Now, this cannot happen without institutional reforms. When we bring about institutional reforms and we get the right people in government, they'll bring ideas. A person who is competent is not afraid or insecure about anything. What happens if you go to a government office in these days, or even in the past, is that you take an idea to someone, they don't even understand what you're talking about. They don't even want to plop that idea and all that kind of thing. In any event, the government has got no systems of giving people a chance who have got ideas, because if we don't build that, we are not going to build our country. Ambassador, where you are there, you know about Silicon Valley. It's a place where ideas are born. Industries, companies, you talk about the Teslas of this world, the Apples, and many other companies have been born in Silicon Valley, because ideas are welcome. Where do we have such in Zambia? We've got young people that have got ideas that want to contribute to ensure that we improve yields in the agriculture sector, by coming up with proposals that would help farmers to apply best farming techniques. Do they have a platform that gives them a chance? There's nothing. So we need to have honest institutional reforms. Once we have institutional reforms and we have the right people, and when they bring ideas, they will implement the ideas, and the country is going to go forward, or it's going to develop. That's one thing. The other issue is that we cannot allow, like I said, and this is what the UPND have not done. When President Hakainde Hichilema announced that there will be a small and medium enterprise ministry, we were all excited, because we thought for once, SMEs are going to have a ministry that is going to dedicate itself to listen to them, not just to tell them what to do, but to listen to them, come up with solutions together and implement those solutions. Because you cannot tell an SME or an entrepreneur what to do. These are people that are on the ground. But what has happened? Nothing much, if we can call it like that. Has the UPND demonstrated that they are willing to make drastic reforms to ensure that the Zambian people are the ones that are running the show, to ensure that the Zambian people have a significant role to play in the economy? There is no policy that points to that. There is no work that points to that. There is no assessment or pilot project that points to that. As PAC, we believe that if we can deal with...
Thank you very much, Mr. Banda. Dear viewers, this is your time to make your call. Please call on the number that is listed there. We have our number 0973078082. we are hosting Mr. Andy Ford Mayele Banda, People's Alliance, PAC leader. Today they were having a national conference at which he was picked as a presidential candidate. Have your say. It's time for you to make your contribution and ask Mr. Banda whatever question you may have. He's made some important clarifications regarding the intended partnership between him and newcomer to the politics, although not newcomer to the policies, Dolika Banda. He has categorized that the party is going alone. He's trusted him to take him to the leadership of the party. So let me take your calls and let's engage Mr. Banda. It's been a long day for him. It's been a build-up of preparation, and today is just at this conference. So quickly call so that we can then let him go and take some rest. Thank you, Mr. Banda, for the sacrifice and for making time to come and be with us. We have our first caller. Caller, please tell us your name and where you are calling us from.
This is Mr. and Mrs. Chilando from Lusaka.
Yes, sir. We are live and we are hosting Mr. Mayele Banda, Mr. Andy Ford Mayele Banda. What's your contribution?
Yes, sir. No, thank you very much, Ambassador, for this beautiful program. You are really doing a good job. We must commend you for what you are doing for the people back home. Zambia is not in good hands at the moment. And we just applaud our president, Mr. Mr. Banda. Yes, thank you very much. We attended the conference this afternoon, the convention this afternoon, and congratulations, Mr. President. Hello, can you get me, sir?
Yes, we can very clearly. Continue making your contribution.
Yeah, so my contributions are that I support what the president is saying. We actually support with my wife, as we is one of his supporters, and we just pray that come 2026, we shall work together and make sure that we relieve the people of Zambia. You know, there's a lot of things that are very wrong in Zambia, where we are getting these investors coming into the mine, saying they're bringing into investment. But I mean, that investment honestly will not benefit a Zambian, because once they get those minerals, the monies are going back wherever they come from. The financial institutions, as the president spoke during this afternoon's convention, whatever that they are making is going back. It does not benefit any Zambian at all. So we support our president Anford Banda's principles once elected into power, what he wishes to do into this country, to Zambia. Thank you very much. We submit.
Okay, wonderful, wonderful. Thank you very much. That was a caller who appears to be your supporter, Mr. Banda, and he actually even attended today's conference. That is remarkable. Let me see if we can take some more calls. Yes, caller, please tell us your name and where you are calling us from. Hello, caller, please tell us your name and where you are calling us from.
Are you online, by the way?
Yes, you are live. We are hosting Mr. Banda,
okay.
Mr. Andy Ford Banda.
Oh, okay, mine is different. I really just want to talk to you. I've been trying to contact you. I've been failing at contact you.
Oh, SMS your details, sir. I'll call you.
Mark this number too.
Yeah,
yes,
just SMS the details. Yeah, just SMS the details. I will then get in touch with you. I rarely use this number for personal things. This is just for this program. So if you wish to reach me, just text then I can call you on the number that I usually use for Mr. Banda. Maybe you can take that call quickly. You can answer that support that you've received.
Yeah, thank you so much, Mr. and Mrs. Chilando, and thank you for supporting the park for so many years. It is as a result of your encouragement and support that we keep going. We really appreciate the support that we're getting from you and your madam, and thank you for attending the conference today. I guess that we have a lot of work to do. We worked together in 2021, but obviously it was not our time. But I think 2026, there's so much to be done. So thank you so much, and let's keep working, let's keep believing in the ideals that we formed this political party for, and let's keep pushing. Thank you, Mr. and Mrs. Chilando. I guess we'll meet even tomorrow.
Yeah,
thank you.
Yeah. Wonderful. This one has sent a message, and Mr. Banda is pleading with you that you should consider working with fellow opposition leaders, overcome your differences, maybe emphasize on what brings you together than what may not bring you, what separates you. Maybe you consider what brings you together more. This one says, good vision, Mr. Banda, but kindly work with more people. Again, it's, I think, an issue of, it's the same issue of people calling for you to work together with the opposition. Okay, let's hear from another. Hello, caller, please tell us your name and where you are calling us from.
Yeah, thank you, Ambassador Mwamba. And thank you for the fantastic job you're doing. And President Hanford Banda, thank you so much. I listened to you, and we've listened to so many presidents, including yourself. You have got ideas, good ideas for Zambia. And you know that nations are built through ideas. It's ideas that build the world or society. But I would advise you, Banda, Bambuya want, just like the way you called Mwamba Bambuya. 2026 is not just any other election. We're fighting a very brutal opposition. Not opposition, ruling party. They control all the institutions, as you said. They control the ECZ. This is not the time. There's so many political parties, 15 or so of them. If we all go alone, I don't support any of the political parties. I'm for the United Front. If we all go alone, we're gonna split the votes, and we might even end up with him coming back. And you know the situation in the country. He is a president who does not accept anything, and the more you divide it, the more he's gonna divide you even more. So Ranford Banda, if you come together, which means you're gonna come up with one interim economic policies. So all those good things we are talking about, they can be included in the. You've got fantastic ideas. Sebastian Copeland yesterday came with fantastic ideas. Why can't we put all those ideas together and come up with one policy for the sake of 2026? Because if we don't win 2026 for Banda, forget going forward. We're dealing with a Mingalato regime. They're going to do things that we won't even know, and a lot of people are going to be jailed after 2026. And then you've mentioned things like Singapore, yes. And, but there are so many other things that you need to deal with, like the powers of the president. One of the biggest problems we have in our country is the powers of that president. In 1991, before 1991, we were one-party state. So all that the MMD people changed in their constitution was the multi-party thing, one-party thing. The president still has powers. So even if we put one person to go there, he will behave like any other president. He will abuse the powers. So, but by coming together and having a social contract between yourselves, nobody is going to go there and do things to have one power president, one messianic president. I rest my case.
Yeah, thank you very much. Thank you very much. We seem to have a serious technical glitch. I don't know what happened. I'm not live on my page. My technician, you should check. I am not live on my page. I'm live on YouTube. I'm live on other pages, but I'm not live on my page. I don't know for what reason. You heard what, Mr. Banda, you heard what our dear brother, I guess power could have gone where you are. It's an issue we have to fight for every day. What would be your response to that? Mr. Banda, can you get me? I hope they've had power failure, I suspect. Okay, the other team has lost power. They are just reconnecting, moving to standby power. You know the crisis of electricity in Zambia. And we just have to be a bit patient. We are hosting Mr. Andiford Banda. He's just at the conference today.
Ambassador Emmanuel Mwamba confronts the truth behind what may be Zambia's darkest environmental catastrophe, the collapse of the Copperbelt Dam that poisoned the lifeline of our nation, the Kafue River. From the Copperbelt through Central Province and into Lusaka, more than 7 million Zambians depend on this river for survival. Today, that very lifeline carries death. Who bears the blame? Did the government of the Republic of Zambia commit an act of treasonable negligence by failing to protect its people? Or did a Chinese mining giant unleash one of the most inhuman and catastrophic crimes in history? An act so reckless it could threaten a third of Zambia's population. The questions are grave. The answers may shake this nation to its core. E.M. Verified.
Thank you. We just had a power failure back where we are broadcasting Mr. Andiford Banda from. Mr. Andiford Banda, you can pick up the question from Mr. Patrick Chulfe from the United Kingdom.
First of all, thank you very much to everyone that is listening and calling in. We have not ruled out, working with alliances. That's not what we're saying, and I said it in the beginning that we've been having discussions. In the last few months, we're not just having discussions with individuals, but also political parties
Yeah, just hold on,
And we'll
please.
definitely, continue to engage so that we can have a formidable opposition. I do understand the fears of the many Zambian people, especially with the current political conditions and environment, the current governance systems. They leave much to be desired. We shall continue to engage, and
Thank you, Mr. Banda. Let me take this call. Let me take this call for you. Yes, caller, please tell us your name and where you are calling us from.
This is Mr. Zulu calling from Lusaka.
Mr. Zulu, make your contributions.
Thank you for the opportunity, Your Excellency. Mr. Banda, I greet you and congratulations on your successful convention. Pardon me if I will ask something that has already been asked because I've just joined in. Yeah, because getting to our places now, it has become tricky. The ruling party has started doing these campaign roads of 1 kilometer, thinking it will win them election. So it's been a challenge. I've just joined in. President Banda, the issue of togetherness within the opposition, I believe most callers have touched on that. Yeah, because this will even take me back to your convention. Some of us as a fellow opposition were only hearing of that convention maybe a day or two before the actual day. We expected to have been invited there so that we see what is going on. That could have given us also the impetus to hold our own. So I'm really calling upon the issue of unity in the opposition. If we go our own way, we might end up splitting votes and thereby giving chance to the ruling UPND, which would be now a disservice to the Zambian people. Look at how shambolic the UPND rule is now, given another 5 years because of not working together. I don't know, what is your take on that, President Banda? Please, if you can really hit on that, we hear your views. And if there are chances of opposition coming together, that is yourself included, please let us know. We really appreciate it. Thank you, Your Excellency, and all the best. Bye.
Okay, thank you. Again, someone says, no, Ambassador, you are live, actually. So whatever is happening with these networks, I don't know. Let's quickly take some more calls so that we allow Mr. Hanford Banda to go and rest. It took time to be with us here and to let's take 2 or 3 more calls and we allow Mr. Banda to answer and then we can let him go. Hello, caller, please tell us your name and where you are calling us from.
Hello.
Yes, caller, please tell us your name and where you are calling us from.
Hello.
We can hear you.
Hello.
We can hear you, sir.
Can you hear me?
Yes, very clearly.
Okay, so you're talking to Raymond Mwale. Talking to Raymond Mwale.
Thank you, Mr. Raymond Mwale.
I would like to, I would like to urge Mr. Banda to continue with the same spirit because this country needs healing. The country is divided. So we need politicians like Mr. Hanford Banda who can unite the country. The country needs healing. We don't want politicians with bitterness, politics of character assassination, but we need sober politicians like Mr. Hanford Banda. So Mr. Hanford Banda, Mr. President, don't give up. The people on the ground, they love you. And the people on the ground, they want to see you on the ballot. So today, after the convention, people were happy, especially in the area where I come from, in Motendere, where you grew up from. People were happy, and people felt that there is hope for the country of Zambia. After they saw the convention, and after they saw what happened, because people were asking, Mr. Banda been quiet, but today seeing you that you declared to say you are contesting the 2026 general election, you have given much hope to a lot of people. You have given much hope to the street vendors. You have given hope to the widowed. You have given much hope to the unemployed medical doctors, much hope to the unemployed teachers, much hope to the vulnerable in society. So please, Mr. Banda, may God guide you, may God protect you, and may you give you wisdom. Let us not give up in this fight. It seems impossible until it is done. I am the 2021 losing candidate for Under Park in Mutendele Ward 34, and I believe that there is no any other party which can redeem Zambia, but
Oh, wonderful, wonderful. That's your former councillor supporting you. Thank you very much. Mr. Banda, let's take the calls that have come and please give your concluding remarks. We are grateful that you found time amidst the conference and you came and shared your thoughts with the people of Zambia.
Thank you very much, Mr. Zulu, Mr. Raymond Mwale. Mr. Zulu, definitely, I mean, like I've mentioned, yes, I know that you missed part of the program because you were diverting, you were avoiding this diverting, the roads they're calling the campaign roads. We're in a similar situation. We are open to working with every Zambian, every opposition political party, you know, that wants to advance the interest of this country. You know, let's not do these things blindly or impractically. I think we need to be practical. When we are talking about alliances, when we say the truth, it doesn't mean that we're saying that we don't want to work with anyone. All we're saying is that let's build an alliance that is going to, you know, to be formidable, and that is going to have leadership that will be respected by the Zambian people and by those that are going to say, we're going to support this candidate. And I think that
Well, it appears that we may have power failure on the side of our people in Zambia. I was just asking Mr. Andiford Banda to give his remarks, and let's see what happens. We encourage him to come back. I think we have standby power so that then he can come and give his closing remarks.
Ambassador Emmanuel Mwamba confronts the truth behind what may be Zambia's darkest environmental catastrophe, the collapse of the Copperbelt Dam that poisoned the lifeline of our nation, the Kafue River. From the Copperbelt through Central Province and into Lusaka, more than 7 million Zambians depend on this river for survival. Today, that very lifeline carries death. Who bears the blame? Did the government of the Republic of Zambia commit an act of treasonable negligence by failing to protect its people? Or did a Chinese mining giant unleash one of the most inhuman and catastrophic crimes in history? An act so reckless it could threaten a third of Zambia's population. The questions are grave. The answers may shake this nation to its core. EM Verified. Monday night. Do not miss it.
Thank you very much. I'm still waiting for the team in Lusaka. With this power failure, we seem to have lost them. But let me just give them a call and see if we can just, he can close through the phone. He doesn't have to close while I'm seeing him here.
Ambassador Emmanuel Mwamba confronts the truth behind what may be Zambia's darkest environmental catastrophe, the collapse of the Copperbelt Dam that poisoned the lifeline of our nation, the Kafue River. From the Copperbelt through Central Province and into Lusaka, more than 7 million Zambians depend on this river for survival. Today, that very lifeline carries death. Who bears the blame? Did the government of the Republic of Zambia commit an act of treasonable negligence by failing to protect its people? Or did a Chinese mining giant unleash?
Okay, so we are back. I think we are this either network or power failure, whatever the challenges. We pray for our country. We pray that we shall overcome these challenges. Mr. Banda, just give your closing remarks and your words of encouragement to your supporters.
Yeah, my closing remarks is that Zambia must not despair. I believe that a solution is going to be found, and where need be, the opposition will definitely work together to make sure that we achieve, the objectives of 2026. There's a lot of fear in the country, and people are desperate to make sure that they get back to a place where they could operate freely without fear of being summoned to the police or anything. So we want to encourage the people of Zambia that we are with them, and we will not abandon them. We shall not for anything. We shall ensure that whatever political decision we make is in their best interest. And that is what we have done throughout the years. The supporters, as we discussed today at the conference, and even those that did not attend, I know a lot of you across the country wanted to come. Of course, we need to form a quorum also, but definitely we shall visit you very soon so that we can continue the journey of mobilizing. As we spoke at the conference, today was not just a convention, but it was the beginning of political activities and mobilization for the People's Alliance for Change. As I said, as a leader, I'll do my level best, and let's all do our level best to make sure that we contribute to redeeming this country from destruction. Thank you very much, and God bless you, and God bless the Republic of Zambia.
Wonderful, and thank you very much. We wish you well in your endeavors, and we wish PAC well in its electoral participation, and all we can do is to wish you well and hope that you bring freshness and good things to the opposition. Thank you very much. Dear viewers, today we're hosting Andy Ford Mayele Banda, is a PAC party leader, and today they were holding a conference. Tomorrow, look forward, we have Honorable Christopher Kangombe, MP for Kamfinsa, Member of Parliament and member of the Central Committee of the Patriotic Front, is visiting here in the United States. And I'll host him. We'll have a chat about his future endeavors as we go to elections. Does he have ambitions? How does he wish to participate? Will he defend his seats? What is the state of the country from his side? What's the state of the National Assembly? So that is for tomorrow. So God bless you, and God bless our country.